So I scrunched down in my car so that, my headrest is higher than my head. And I see him come out, like he comes out quick. And he's just scanning like a lion on the Serengeti. He's scanning the parking lot. I sat in that car, I know, for another 5-7 minutes or something. And he finally must have thought, oh, she already drove off. And then he drove off. Now, oh, okay, I ain't wrong. They punking us too. Cause how you wait all that time and then you go on my green? Y'all see the last little boy had the dirty nerve to look back at me. Ah! Getting ready to get out of here and just see what the day holds. Don't have anywhere special in mind that I want to go. You know what? Since we already got the hair pulled back, I might as well do the spots on my face here. Honestly, the weather hasn't been too hot. It hasn't been the rainy that they forecasted, and it hasn't been unbearably hot either. So I feel like I'm scoring a 10 out of 10. I don't mind putting on a little bit of makeup when the weather's like that. I keep wanting to turn around and look at the camera, but really, I can look at you right there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll put a little spot or two here and there and get ready to head out. Courtesy of Mr. Trell. That was his name. I don't know if I used it before, but the guy who helped me at Popeyes, yeah, his name was Trell. And you know what? I feel like bragging about him for a little bit because, I'm not sure exactly how old he was. I was kind of under a stressful situation, so I wasn't really looking like that. Well, I wasn't looking like that, period. But I'm just saying I wasn't really zoomed in on his face. But I remember his name, Trell. And what I liked about him was how detail-oriented he was. But he was detail-oriented. He cared about what isn't even his craftsmanship. Like, he's not a tire guy, but there he was doing my tire. And the reason I say he cared was because he had already put the tire on, right? And then he was checking, what are those, the lug nuts, to make sure they were really, really tight. So he put it on, he went back and he double checked each and every single one of them. I think it was like 5 of them. So he's doing that to make sure it's tight. And then it came out of, the little kit came out of a wheel well, out of the wheel well. So it's kind of like a puzzle. You have to flip the tire one certain way, put the kit in the wheel well, but not only that, put the jack and the other pieces of the kit in the outer kit shell, whatever you want to call it. He took the time to make sure all of that was right. First he put it in wrong, that didn't work. He turned it, that didn't work. He put it another way. And I almost was like, just, stick it in there. Because these cars are so electronic, it's going to tell on me. Even if I wanted to keep it hush-hush, it's a 2026 Hyundai Elantra. They're going to tell all the services and things that were done to it. So, but I guess I got kind of caught up in watching him do it. And by now it's even dark. I don't know how long his break is. Shout out to his manager too. She was a young lady wearing a black shirt. That's how I know she was a manager, because they asked, hey, is it okay if I go step out and do this lady's tire? And it was relatively empty in the restaurant, but she still could have said no. She still could have been, unkind about it. As I'm getting ready to leave, yet another person leans out the window and she's like, I'm glad that worked out for you. Another one of the employees and all of that. I'm like, this is just a whole friendly staff. By the time I finished up, would you believe I was so stressed out? I didn't even think, I should at least buy some chicken. I didn't even do that, but I did pay Trail for her services. And I just love seeing how detailed he was about that, because I literally have a friend who does like handiwork and stuff. And he does decent work. I'm not mad at the work at all. And I can only call it decent because a part of that to me is cleaning up after yourself. So like he drilled some holes and things like that in the wall, and you get those drywall particles and stuff that fall. And it wasn't a, sweep it up, move it, kick it, it's clean up. I like a handyman who cleans up after himself. To me, that's just a part of it all. And so, by him not doing that, it kind of makes it hard for me to recommend him to other people. And it's not because he was doing it for free. I believe in paying people for their labor. I'm not someone like a lot of people. I'm a teacher, so they're like, my kid's falling behind. You think you can tutor them for the free after working all day with a parent? No, I don't want to do that. Get somebody else to do it like this. No. But no, I pay for that. He recommended some electronics equipment for me, or all right, let's keep it a beat on the teacher. He recommended somebody who might have come across some hot merchandise. He recommended him. So I got the merchandise on the low, but just because he recommended him to me, and I knew he was kind of on some times that weren't great, I threw him, another hundo as well. $100 to him, paid for so I'm not a person who does not believe in paying for services rendered and stuff like that. I even wish I had more cash on me to pay Trail. Oh, I could have cashed out. Do most people have Cash App? Because I only recently got Cash App, like within the last year or so. I think I secured it just to have my name secured, but that's about it. In fact, I think I have a Threads account. I know I have Instagram. I just haven't been on it. I got a couple of things. I probably need to start getting more active. But anyway, I didn't even think of that to Cash App him. But if y'all are in Atlanta and y'all go to that particular Popeyes, I gotta ask Chloe again where I was because I had called her to see if she knew anybody. But yeah, I'll ask her where there was. If y'all see him there, say hi and tell him again because I thanked him multiple times myself. But it's just nice to see a young man, like I said, taking pride in what he did. I asked him how he knew. He said he taught himself. Just, the conversation was very light, very, friendly, easy, whatever. He just seemed like a nice gentleman. It feels like my nose is trying to run. He was just the whole staff actually, all the workers there were just nice in general. And just to see that amount of pride in something that's not your job, I feel like that's probably a good Popeyes to visit because they probably take pride in their cooking as well. I've been to some place, like just now, when I did my nose, I went one place, the guy was, rubbing his nose, I get it, it itches. But when you're cooking, I would like you to pick something up and do that. Not only did he do that, but I was at where were we coming back from? Somewhere out of town. And they had, is it Chester's chicken? It was some kind of chicken in a gas station. And the dude wiped his nose with a tissue it was a napkin. So there's that. I saw him do that part and I turned around to go get something else. And my ex who was standing in the line because he wanted some potato wedges and all that stuff. He said after that, he took that same napkin thing, grabbed the little fryer mesh thing, flipped over the chicken with it and then threw it away. That's pretty doggone nasty right there. Let's line our lips a little bit and stop using them so much. Ooh, the tingles. I know they're coming and I'm still not ready. But anyway, what was also nice about Trail, in addition to his conversation, was he just had an easy manner about him. I felt comfortable. Not that he lured me in or he was trying to make me comfortable. It was just that he was focused on what he was doing, kind of comfortable. And I like that. Where's my cap to my razor? Do y'all shave? Girl, it cracks me up when people talk about dermaplaning. I was like, what the heck is this dermaplaning? That was a couple of years ago. I finally clicked it up. I said, oh, you mean shave? Yeah, I shave. I may not have a lot of hair to shave, but I feel like when I shave, it makes my I keep wanting to call this contour, but it just makes my makeup stick better or easier or something. So I got peach fuzz, and I shave. I dermaplane with a cheap little big razor. I like better razors for my underarms. I like men's razors actually for my underarms because that's a thicker hair. But anyway, yeah, because feeling easy in the presence of men it's not the most common task in the world. When I tell you, I have been in the presence of evil and known it. Like it feels like someone pours a cup of cold water or something down. First time I really remember it, ooh, y'all ain't gonna like that. It was with a kid. It was a child. I was teaching kindergarten. This is very early in my career. I can describe what that little boy looks like to this day. Cutest little boy. So innocent looking, big, I like big round brown eyes, and he just had those really innocent looking eyes, and behind them, the boy was honestly evil. And I say, okay, so Here's the scenario for me when I really knew was he lied. I think he said I hit him. I either struck him or shook him. And I can't remember which one it was. I'll never forget. I was at this school. It was called Phyllis Wheatley back then. Might still be called Phyllis Wheatley. But anyway, I'm teaching over at Wheatley, and they had these great big old classrooms. And like it was to the point in the front, I had my reading area. This classroom had not one, not two, but three bathrooms. It had an adult bathroom, a girl's bathroom, and a child-sized boy's bathroom. So three bathrooms. In the back was a whole computer area. In front of that, I had an art area. Like it was a huge, wonderful, wonderful classroom. So I'm teaching in this wonderful classroom, and he said I struck him, hit him. I still don't remember, because it's just hard to really remember when they lie. But here's what I know: he did not change his story. So he ends up going home. He said he never said it to me. He says it at home to his parents, and rightfully so. His parents come up to the school. My daughter came home and said somebody hit her. Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming quick, hard, and fast. So they came up. We're having a meeting. I was like, that never happened. Nothing of the sort happened. He got in trouble because he hit a child that day. I sent him to a safe seat. And I'm going to tell you, I learned not to send kids off in a way or off in a cut. Like my safe seat is always in my presence. I learned that from this particular child too, because I had told him to go sit somewhere in a safe seat again for hitting. And we got ready to go to lunch. Girl, when I say the cafeteria was right across from us, so I get ready to go to lunch. The next teacher is going to lunch too. So they were like, I'll just take your class too. I was like, oh, thank you. I still was in the door, turned around, come back, and he's still sitting there. I was like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten. Out of sight, out of mind type of things. But I never really left the classroom, thank goodness. And so I sent him on his way. And that was my lesson, to never put kids in safe seats where I can't really see anymore. Nothing obstructs my view. So anyway, but his view had been obstructed that particular day, and I liked it because even after that, he was bidding and just doing just really ornery type of stuff. So anyway, the parents come up, we have a meeting. That's meeting number one. His story didn't change. Things are getting kind of questionable now. We're into meeting number two. And it got to a point like the principal asked him in different ways. I asked him in different ways to explain the story. His story never changed. It got to the point where I was like, dang, I never stepped close to him. But the fact that I even asked myself, like, did I accidentally swing I was never even close. That's how convincing he was on his storytelling. So anyway, the parents leave, and the principal is now telling me, because now it's a big deal. The principal's like, I'm sorry, I don't believe him. I don't. She had her own gut feeling. She wasn't in the room. Plus, she had known me. By now, I had been, praised for good teaching, good practices. And it sounds kind of mean to say this, but it's the God's honest truth. I haven't met a kid I'm really willing to lose my job for. I don't care how bad they are, how low they are, how whatever they are. I'm invested in my life enough that I just can't put it on the line. So if your kid is so ill behaved that they need to be spanked, hit, I'm not the person to do it. Because I'm just not going to risk my credentials and everything for this one child, and chances are they're going to go back home and do all the foolishness anyway. But anyway, so she believes me, and we're having a conversation. It's like, dang, I can't even say I blame you. Like, I couldn't shake the kid. I couldn't get him to stop lying. So as we're talking about this, we've now come out of the conference room. We're into the main office area where we probably shouldn't have been talking, but thank God we did. The secretary is there. She already knew everything going on anyway, but entered the computer tech guy. He was really soft-spoken. I'm 5'7". He's probably 5'3"-ish. He was very short. Small-featured. I'm not sure what kind of Asian descent he was, but when I say he's super quiet and all of that stuff, and he was like, well, when did that happen? Because mind you, I'm in trouble deep that although it's the next day, I'm not teaching. I had to have a sub because, who wants a teacher who's slapping or hitting or shaking kids in the classroom, right? So he hadn't even seen me, and he was like, when did that happen? He said, yesterday. I said yesterday before we were getting ready to go to our specials or something like that. And he was like, I was in there. And I was like, oh,
When I tell you quiet, super quiet, room so big, he was all the way in the back where the computers were, and he was working on the computers. He said, I was in there. Nothing of the sort happened. You were on this side. Like, he laid out everything and how it had all happened in the same way that I had already said it. So I couldn't have coached him unless I would have had his number or something. I guess I could have called him from home, but I didn't. We didn't have that kind of relationship. I couldn't have coached him. He literally said the same thing I had, and there I had a witness. All right, so now fast forward some more. Now we're into meeting number 3. Instead of district personnel being called in, we're going to handle it in here because we now have a witness that says, no, everything you just said is a lie. Not only that, but the witness said exactly what Miss Brown has said as well. So we have that conversation, y'all. That little boy looked over at me and was like, I tried. What? And it was immediate drop. Oh, and the parents were like, is that true? Did you lie on her too? Two. So y'all know he was a lie, but I still get it. I mean, I still can't even be mad at the parents because even though your child has lied about other stuff, if there's a chance that a teacher has been putting hands on, yeah, I would still, because it's natural for kids to lie. That's why I hate it when parents say, oh, my kid doesn't lie. Oh, well, I got to recommend them for special education because it's a natural part of development to lie. It just happens. You have to kick in with the morals and the things like that in order to get a child to stop lying. Did you have a cookie already? No. It's a natural part of development. Parents hate it when I say that too, but it just is. So anyway, they asked, did you lie about this too? And he was like, yeah. And that's when he had turned and looked at me like, gave it the old try. And I was like, wow, this is truly an evil little boy. I was more than happy to get him the heck up out of my class, and he could not return. Like, I've had kids who have left. There are parents who have, one case in point, there was me and another teacher. Obviously, I'm a black female. This teacher was a white male. You could not convince people of my own color who look like me, you could not convince them that his ice wasn't colder than mine. So there were parents who just immediately, oh, I think I would rather have my child in his room. Mind you, I'm new. Y'all haven't heard of me yet. I haven't established my reputation in this community at all. So, okay, you want to take your child out, put him over there? They do. When I tell you that was one of the laziest teachers, I have one of the laziest teachers I've ever worked with. He did not care about the growth and development of kids. He did not care about following any curriculum. If they learned great. They almost had to learn through osmosis in that class. So after they would move them, they were like, oh, dang, you know what? We might have made a mistake. Let's go ahead and put them back in her room. And you know what I said? Yes. I was happy to take the kid back because that's what I'm here for. As many kids from my community that I can teach, I absolutely will teach. But yeah, that was one case of evil. I tell you what, another time, girl, I ain't gonna never finish up. I'm just running my mouth. But another time, over the summer, I don't talk nearly as much as I do throughout the school year. Like, as soon as the school year starts, my mouth just goes. I'm laying down rules. I'm introducing myself. I'm doing policies, da-da-da-da. So inevitably, every year, somewhere around the first through the third week of school, I'm going to get hoarse. I've done everything I can, lemon water, da-da-da-da. Year after year, I try my best to fight it off. Some years have been better than others, but every year I get hoarse. And then it seems like as soon as I get hoarse, I end up getting sick too. Because, it's a new batch of germs and stuff for me to get used to. But anyway, it's toward the beginning of the year. I'm sick like that one time. I had run out of lemons, so and it was late at night. My throat was killing me. I had run out of lemons, so I go up to Walmart. It was then called Hypermart, so many years ago. That was back when Walmart and them used to sell washers and dryers, and the people used to go around on roller skates, the whole thing. But anyway, I get some lemons and just a couple other incidentals. And I'm getting ready to check out. I'm hoarse, talking to the lady. I even wrote a check. That's how long ago that was. And she was asking me if all the information was accurate, and I was telling her yes. The man behind me, tall, ominous looking white guy. I can remember what he looked like too. And I remember waiting to see him on the news or something because he was that kind of presence. He was like, oh, you can't really talk. And as soon as he started talking, I felt an eeriness about him. And I kind of look up at the cashier. She's looking at me too. And she finishes ringing me up, the receipt prints out, whatever. And he said it out loud, as if he was thinking, no, that means if you screamed, no one would really hear you. Who says that? Like, what normal, regular, and okay kind of person says a thing like that, right? And so, thank God the cashier, quick thinking, she said, "Oh, sir, I've run out of receipt paper. You're going to have to wait just a minute." And she starts fiddling around with the thing. When she flipped the top up, I could immediately see there was receipt paper in there, but I saw that a blur. Because, baby, when I tell you, I hurried up and left. I was walking fast and everything. So I get to the car, get to the parking lot, and he didn't have a lot of stuff. I looked back at one point and I saw him kind of evaluating his stuff, and he looks up at the cashier. I don't know if he was looking up at her like, are you lying or you whatever, but it was almost like he was trying to determine, can I leave this stuff? How bad do I need it? He wanted to get out of there fast too. Made me go even faster. Get to the parking lot, I'm in my car, and I get down. I don't start my car, I don't drive off, because I'm thinking, if I do, he's going to follow me. Now, I may have the equipment to help protect myself, but if I don't have to use it, I don't want to have to use it. There's no part of me that thinks if I get in a confrontation with a man, I'm going to win this. Like, I'm going to keep it at a good, safe distance and engage whatever I need to for that. But if I can avoid that too, mind you too, he's white, I'm black. Y'all know how that stuff plays out in court. It played out worse then. It hasn't gotten better yet. So I scrunched down in my car so that, my headrest is higher than my head. And I see him come out, like he comes out quick. And he's just scanning like a lion on the Serengeti. He's scanning the parking lot. I felt like he was looking for brake lights. He was looking for what car started, whatever. So as he's walking to his own car, he's still scanning and looking and scanning. I sat in that car, I know, for another 5-7 minutes or something. And he finally must have thought, oh, she already drove off. And then he drove off. Maybe he went one way. I waited. A couple more people came out of Walmart, started their cars and went. And then I went too. It was late. So that was part of the reason I'm waiting, because not a lot of people are in and out. It wasn't high traffic. I'm telling you, that was the presence of evil. He's another reason why I like criminal shows in general. But baby, I had to let go of Criminal Minds because I started every white guy I saw between the age of 25 and 40. And you know how they always describe them, approximately 5'10", did brown hair, all of them were an unsub to me. All of them were criminally minded. So yeah, but that was another incident of evil. But I could not, I just would not have, if anyone just told me that kids can be evil. I mean, he went to the next classroom, always hitting a kid, always breaking their things, just doing mean stuff. And it was weird. And I remember at the beginning of a year, he said that he had a dog, but his dog had died, never heard how. Don't know how. He goes to the next classroom, and that teacher is like, yeah, he's someone I keep away. Mind you, I never even told the teacher about all of that stuff. I was just like, they're gonna have to find it out on their own. And I didn't want to carry that reputation with him. Maybe it was just something he did for me. Maybe he just didn't like, having a woman for a teacher. Maybe he'd do better under the leadership of a guy. He was a sorry guy. He was a sorry teacher, but at least he was a guy, so I didn't say anything. But that teacher came back later and he was like, oh my goodness, this guy has the worst luck of pets. Because we were doing a story about little animals and pets and stuff. He had a hamster. The hamster also died. I don't know the life expectancy of a hamster. I don't know how to keep it alive. Like, bless my daughter's heart. She had fish, little goldfish and stuff. Got Twinkle and Star. Never forget, that was the name of it. But when I tell you I was so tired of buying Twinkles and Stars because she'd overfeed them, she just love on them too much. I was like, oh, all right, baby, you can only feed it this much. And that's enough for a day. That's it. But, she'd sneak and give more food because food is love to her. Food is love in our family in general. But I got so tired of flushing them doggone things in the toilet, waiting for her to go to bed, running out to Walmart, buying more fish, putting them in there. Oh, we got another Twinkle and Star because they pretty much do look alike. So I'm not talking about that kind of thing. Yeah, my baby killed off some fishes too. I'm talking about it was the dog, the hamster, was it a guinea pig? Or that might be, because hamsters and guinea pigs, but anyway, before that one school year was up, and I wanted to say maybe by Christmas, could have been Dr. King holiday, I don't know. He had lost 3 pets, all 3 of them had died. And then I remember what his parents said about, you lied about that too. And plus he was already striking me as a kind of evilish boy. I ain't accusing, but I get to think out loud. Got my little perfume in here that I already mixed. I know a lot of people like to travel with the bottles themselves, but these little atomizers will do for me. All right, we ready to put on some jewelry. I was about to say we ready to hit the streets, but put on a couple of earrings and see what I can get into. I know I'm gonna go look at another DD's or two. I do want to see if Ross has Coach bracelets. They used to not even have them in KC, and then they finally got them, and they all high priced as crazy. I know they were like, I want to say $30 or so. Felt like I broke something. Oh, I missed it. I know they were like $30 or so when we were in Florida, if that. So then for them to come to Kansas City and be talking about 70 and 80, no, I'm not paying that when I know it's cheaper. It's only slightly cheaper at the Coach outlet. It was literally cheaper in the Ross stores here than it is at the Coach outlet. This hair holds up in the humidity, so we're good to go. So let's go.
Here's what we're looking like in the LTD. Real simple. Got those jelly shoes from Marshalls, dress from Marshalls, purse from Amazon. Of course, y'all have seen this a million times. In fact, it's the only purse I brought. I'm not one for packing a whole lot of purses and shoes if I can get away with it. But I guess we could do a quick look at the hotel. That's a bright piece of artwork. Trying to scan my camera around. There we go. And then coming off the elevator, I saw this real friendly staff here too. If I haven't mentioned that before, that's the case. You need your key to go everywhere. But there's the little pool area, and it is very small to me, but I didn't plan on swimming anyway because, again, forecast said it was going to rain each and every day that I'm here, and luckily that didn't end up being the case. Here's where I should have come. I actually do have an outfit I can work out in. Okay, not bad. I don't like the view of the trash, but it is what it is. I can still come here and pick up a weight or two, do a little something. I can. Will I? I don't know, but I can. At least there's that option. Anyway, that was the main floor. I need to get back on the elevator and head down to the parking garage. I will say though, you gotta pay to park here. They have hotels where you don't, just not in this area. In fact, I once stayed at a hotel in Vinings, and I forgot what it was called, but you didn't have to pay to park there. Buckhead is just too populated, so you're gonna pay $28 a day, as a matter of fact, on top of whatever the hotel cost is. Luckily, I got a pretty good deal through Expedia, and here's my little car sitting on a donut, courtesy of Trail though. Thank you, Trail. When I tell you I thank that man time and again, feel like I gotta do my talking now because I gotta hold it. I never did find a place to really set up the camera. I wish I did. I got a magnet for it and everything, but the magnet wasn't sticking. But I'm just gonna head over to like Perimeter Mall, another DD's or Ross, just to kind of lollygag throughout the day. Most of the women are gone now, so I'm solo dolo, and I like it like that. I need at least a day or so. I can't think of anywhere I really want to go, so I'm cool with just chilling. Anywho, she ain't talking about nothing either. She said, go on and take that ride out to Shining Overboard.
Oh, yeah, where she had those grits. I'm not that kind of hungry, though. That's heavy. And y'all ain't gonna like this. I like savory grits, but I don't like mine super cheesy. So that part of it, I would probably have to tell them to lighten up on the cheese. She said, never mind, they closed. No, yeah, I would have had to tell them to lighten up on the cheese. And then for my breakfast grits, I don't mind a little, y'all gonna get mad, butter and sugar. Salt and pepper is cool. That's more for a lunchy, brunchy thing. And don't get me wrong, I love breakfast for dinner. Oops. See what I'm talking about? Like, that thing is so angled. Just me even picking the camera up to bring it closer to me, I hit it. But yeah, I like the more savories for lunch and dinner experience, shrimp and grits and stuff like that, which I don't be overly impressed with that. I had it down in New Orleans a few times because they were like, oh, you're going to really like it. Oh, you're going to really. It was like, oh my gosh. When we went on the walk, we went somewhere. Good thing I can't even remember the name. Because how about the shrimp wasn't even clean? She had shrimp cocktail. It was just boo-boo all throughout. It had tahini on it. It was chef's kiss on the presentation. But y'all ain't clean up. Them feces is out. I'm going to tell you. I told the truth of I was trying to impress this guy. I was probably like 18, 19 years old or so. And he was a bit older, and Show had a whole lot more money, but you know, he gives me some money. He was like, why don't you cook us some dinner? He's checking me out to see if I can cook, I guess. But I'm trying to impress him, and I want to say I made steak and shrimp. I know nothing about cleaning no shrimp. I gotta admit, I ate it too. Like, that's how much I didn't know better. Why would you come pull in front of me? People do freaking weird stuff. Like, why are you creep crawling in front of me? They were driving regularly throughout. Maybe they saw me get in the car and they feel obligated to see what I'm doing. Sir, I'm minding my business. But anyway, I cooked the steak and shrimp, didn't clean it. We probably went through more than a dozen shrimp. I think I want to say I bought 18 shrimp. Baby, we probably bust down about 15 of them before he finally looks. Did you clean the shrimp gal? He had an accent. He was from, was it Barbados, Jamaica? It was one of the Caribbeans. And I was like, yeah, I washed it. Like, to me, I thought I didn't know nothing about no deveining, baby. After he told me why you're supposed to clean it, I did feel a little bit sick. That's what I get for trying to impress somebody. I'm sitting here running my mouth, but anyway, let me get started. Point this car in the direction of something. How about I went ahead and pressed the button to have the people call me back? It's been hours now. I ain't heard a peep on that car rental business. So we just gonna roll around on this donut. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Ruin my vacation? My little weekend break? I think I will not. Okay, so these FIFA people got me feeling like they must be punking us in KC. Wait. Yeah, wait. Now, oh, okay, I ain't wrong. They punking us too. Cause how you wait all that time and then you go on my green? Y'all see the last little boy had the dirty nerve to look back at me. Ah, little bastard. Whoops. I keep forgetting about this little low-tail mirror. Dang, I can't even point it in front of me. Let me go on and see what this TJ Maxx has. I'm on my way to somewhere else, but I saw this, so, you know, I gotta take a looky-loo. Y'all gonna talk in the middle of the street, are you? Guess y'all ain't on my side too much. Girl, if you don't get your babies out the street. I hate to see that. Like, you real lax with your kids in the street. I was hyper vigilant when my child was small. One, you don't know if somebody's gonna snatch her, and two, you don't know. Kids just do quirky junk. They just turn left when they should have turned right, or they're not paying attention, but they're kids. I just want to change my bracelets and stuff and get more of a stacked look. So I'm on the lookout for that. I'll also look for a couple for my daughter as well. There's honestly no point in me looking at bags because I don't have enough room to pack a bag. It would have to be like outstanding for me to bother with check luggage. I want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I
can't decide. Fashion week was more your thing than mine. I can't even lie, I'd rather stay inside. I can't do suit and tie. Can't be in one room with you and stand on different sides. One thing at a time, I have to learn to hide. One thing at a time, emotions running high. I wish you felt alright, just hitting
Well, this dress looks familiar.
all the time.
You know I'd be mad if it was cheaper too.
You stay on my mind all the time.
I could see me doing a casual dinner on vacation with this. Y'all ain't gonna keep hitting me over the head for no $30 on a dress though.
And this one, this is a 16, and it's still fitting kind of snuggish there. Which also means I'd have to wear a tube or a tank or something under it. And yeah, love that it has pockets. But I don't love the fit. Thinking this could be cute for pickleball. Ooh, that flattens you right out, doesn't it? Not bad, but I don't have to have it. And that was a medium. I really wanted to get it in a large, but they didn't have a large. And these are shorts underneath, so don't panic, darling. So since this medium didn't fit, we know this one won't fit, and this is just a gorgeous color, so no point in trying that one on.
Okay, Mom, I'll be right out.
Same thing goes with this set. Really, really cute. So 0 for 3 so far. And I saw this. This is just a nice chocolate simple top. I could tuck it in a pair of linen pants, jeans, shorts, whatever. So let's give it a go. I didn't even check the price on it. Stop it. That must be the suggested. Is that the suggested? Girl, no, that's their. Girl, no.
Distance, I'm new to all of this. Yeah. It takes some finesse. I see you finesse. He can't do finesse. Yeah. You stay on my mind. You stay on my mind. Stay on my mind. Baby, you stay on. Baby, you stay on. Baby, you stay on. You stay. You stay on. Baby, you stay. On my mind, stay on my mind. On my mind, stay on my mind. You stay. On my mind, stay on my mind.
Yeah, that Asian boycott ain't happening in Atlanta at all. Maybe all these people didn't get the memo. See, when I say the parking is crazy, this is what I'm talking about. That car is parked the right direction. Please tell me, how are these cars wrong way, wrong way, wrong way? How are all of these cars getting away with just parking any? I ain't from here, y'all. I clearly am not from here. That's it. That's all, no more. I ain't from here.
cha 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 cha. Oh my gosh, I need somebody to save me from myself. A simple move, never basic.